Yo, what's going on, people? To be honest, I don't even know how to start this video. Like, I'm sure y'all have probably read the title and you're thinking to yourself, come on, man, pointing out the obvious. And to that I would reply, yeah, y'all are right. I mean, I might as well give you guys a little bit of a backstory from where I'm coming from. Alright, so boom. I was walking down the streets of New York City with my giant pet rat, and he stopped in his brand spanking new Timbs just to turn to me and say, yo dog, New York City pizza is twash. It's all about that Chi-Town life. Which is apparently how all New Yorkers talk to one another, at least according to the internet memes. I know one person at least is gonna get a whirl out of this intro. Kev from the council. Anyways, what we're gonna be talking about today is a very real problem. Not on the level of Chicago pizza, but it's a problem nonetheless. And it's just... it's something that I've been seeing going on for an entire generation, yet nobody wants to talk about it. Not the stands of this company, of this brand, of this particular console, not the publisher, not the developer, and not even the media. They don't want to address this issue, and I kind of find it funny that I ended off talking about the media like the media is so unbiased. They would never contribute to a problem, you know? Like that sort of shtick made it sound dramatic. But no, this is something that's very serious, and it affects a brand that I've honestly grown to like in the past couple of years. Well, not so much anymore, but you get what I'm saying. We're talking about how Microsoft, this billion-dollar corporation, has managed to turn the Xbox brand into one of the most irrelevant in such a short amount of time. Now, to all the level-headed, woke individuals in the room, you guys are probably typing down below, well, duh. Like, where have you been for the past couple of years? Ever since the Xbox One was introduced, that thing was dead on arrival. And yeah, you guys are right. I would agree with that wholeheartedly, but something inside me, you know, being the optimistic pessimist that I am, I still had hope. You know, I still had hope that maybe this time they would get it right. But then I realized there is no joy in life being a DC fan with that mindset. There really isn't. And with the Xbox brand and the release of Sea of Thieves, it was just, you know, the icing on the cake, the final nail in the coffin, and there's Superman right there lying down with him as well. Sea of Thieves came out, right? And under normal circumstances, with all the controversy surrounding Sea of Thieves, that game should have been dead on arrival for numerous reasons, which I'm not going to repeat and regurgitate to y'all. But, with this new age of spin and this new age of media, we're seeing a lot of people give Sea of Thieves a pass, saying this is the future of gaming, and if you do not want to get on board with games as a service, then you do not understand what the future of gaming really means. And to that I would reply, fuck, I don't even know what to reply, because I've never, in my wildest imagination, have ever witnessed such foolishness. Like that right there is just, oh my god. To really address where I'm coming from, you guys, you have to understand with how much I have come to love the Xbox brand, at least in its early incarnation. You know, in the early days of Xbox, I can't even say the early days because I was not there for the original Xbox. I mean, I had it, but the only game I really played on that was like, I don't think I ever played any games on the original Xbox now that I think about it. I watched a lot of DVDs. Yeah, because in my PS2 there were games swapping in and out left and right, you know what I'm saying? Xbox is just like, oh, we'll watch Harry Potter tonight. But no, on some real serious shit, man, I loved the Xbox 360. Xbox 360 was my first next-gen system of that generation. You know, I had the Wii when it came out, but let's be real, the Wii was just a GameCube on steroids. So I had the Xbox, and that was the first time I had like one of those crazy, whoa experiences, man. Just seeing all the games that came out for them, and I was honestly floored with what I was playing. And, you know, obviously as the time went on throughout the generation, I transitioned back to Sony with the PlayStation 3 once they finally got their shit together. But I will always love the original Xbox 360 for what it did for gaming. And granted, there was a lot of controversy surrounding that system and the technical issues and the egregious practices that Microsoft sort of pioneered. Let's be real about life for a second. But they also did a lot of things good. Had the Xbox 360 not released in the state that it did in terms of pioneering certain good things, I don't think we would have gotten the PlayStation 4. And I've talked about that at length before on how, you know, Sony last generation was very arrogant and cocky, and they thought releasing the PS3 in that situation was a good idea. And it wasn't until they were getting their ass kicked left and right every single month by Microsoft that they were like, well, shit, we got to turn some things around. And they did, thankfully. And that's why the PlayStation 4 is a meteoric success, because of the Xbox 360 and Microsoft realizing that, hey, this is the future of gaming. But what the fuck happened to that Microsoft, man? That ambitious Microsoft who was going out of their way to do so much right with gaming. What the fuck happened? How in the world did we go from generation-defining games like Halo, games that redefined online gaming on a console? How did we go from those games to Sea of Thieves, a $65 early access pirate game from one of the most prolific developers in gaming, or at least prolific back in the 1990s? And this problem right here, nobody wants to address. They do not want to address Microsoft's woes. The only time people will talk about the problems with Microsoft is that, well, you know, they always release the same games, you know, like Halo and Gears and Forza, but they don't want to talk about how every other game that Microsoft has released has been unmitigated trash. Like, let's be real about life for a second. This generation, has Microsoft released something on the scale of the original Gears of War, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3? No. They've released a Gears of War sequel, which is about it, but every other game that they've released since then has just been mediocre to eh. Like, what's the only game that's come out this generation on a Microsoft system that has people going, damn, that was kind of hot, man, I want to see where they go with this? Sunset Overdrive. And what happens? Insomniac looked at those sales and they were just like, yo, bruh, we ain't making another Sunset Overdrive. We're gonna make another game with an S in it, but it ain't gonna be no Sunset Overdrive. It's gonna be Spider-Man, because we know that game is gonna sell at least. And nobody wants to talk about these problems. They just want to praise these games that have been talked about for 4 years now. Games like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay and Crackdown 3, all these games that we've seen at multiple E3s and are still not out yet. They're supposed to be coming out this year, but still, we've been talking about these games for 4 years. What has Microsoft been working on? What have they been doing? What other new games have they been putting out? Nobody wants to talk about this. People just want to give Microsoft a pat on the back for doing things like Xbox game compatibility, backwards compatibility. Why? Why? How is this good for gamers? Yeah, it's cool that you can play old-ass games, but where's the new games? Where's the interesting new stuff? We want to talk about how Xbox is all on board for, and let's just talk about this bullshit for a second. This man, Phil Spencer, oh my God, Phil Spencer really pulled the wool over all of our eyes with his 6 watches on his arms, man. Phil Spencer is this guy who's supposed to, you know, be the antithesis of Don Magic. He was gonna change up the Xbox brand. He was gonna make it for gamers, by gamers, all this, you know, kumbaya, my lord, like, let my people go type shit. Yeah, this man comes out here, and we see that he's really not that much better than Don Matrick. Not to say he's the same as Don Matrick, but what has Phil Spencer honestly done this generation that has made the Xbox brand better than the competition? Not fixing the Xbox brand from the sad state it was on release, but make it better than PlayStation 4. Make it better than the Nintendo, well, we can't even say the Wii U anymore, but fuck it, the Switch is this generation. The Nintendo Switch. He's done nothing. All he's done is give us features. Alright, that's cool. We have backwards compatibility for 15-year-old games. Like, good job, guys. That's really forward thinking. We have Xbox Game Pass, which is the Netflix of games. Good job, guys. That's pretty cool. But are these things that really move Xbox units? Are these games that are like, games? There's the biggest problem right there. Where are the big marquee titles? And to some people watching this, you guys are probably thinking to yourself, yo, you're just stating the obvious at this point. Everybody's known this shit since the dying days of 360. And to that, I would respond, hell freaking yeah. But bro, when we got people damage controlling for Sea of Thieves, when we had games like the original Gears of War that set the freaking standard for third-person shooters 10 years ago. We had games like that come out with modes such as Horde, which Horde mode, there wasn't a game that came out that didn't have some type of Horde mode, right? Like, we went from those type of experiences and those type of games to Hey man, here's your annual dosage of Forza. Forza's a great game, so you're saying you wouldn't want a great game on the system? Yeah, it's a franchise, but they got 2 separate series here, so they're categorically different. How the mighty have fallen, man. It's like freaking Attack on Titan is happening every single damn day at that company, and there's a new season every freaking week, man. That's how sad it is. Like, what is going on with this brand? And we have people damage controlling for Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves? Sea of Thieves is the hill you want to die on. Sea of Thieves from Rare. And can we all be real about life for a second here? And talk about Rare. Why do we gotta keep saying this is Rare's most ambitious title to date? No one from Rare in their heyday is still at the company, so as far as I'm concerned, the quality of Rare is Xbox avatars and nothing else. That's basically it. That's all they were doing for years. And Connect Sports and all that stuff. So honestly, Sea of Thieves releasing in the state that it did is really not that surprising when you think about it. Anyways, honestly, the Xbox brand needs new leadership. These people gotta go because obviously they don't care about what the gamers want, which are games. Like, all these features are great and everything, but what are you playing on the Xbox brand right now that people are like talking about? It's really good stuff. I'm looking over at Sony, and they got Horizon Zero Dawn, they got Spider-Man, they got Days Gone, they got The Last of Us Part 2. I'm looking over on Nintendo, and they had Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, they've got Metroid coming out, they've got all these third-party games, all these indie titles. Xbox has nothing. Like, literally, the only reason you would buy an Xbox is honestly if your friends had it, and that's it. Like, realistically, what reason is there? Like, oh, I like the controller. Bitch! Bitch. Really? Oh. It's just so frustrating because I remember just loving the 360 and playing games like Halo Reach, which is still one of my favorite Halo games. I don't care what y'all say. Halo Reach, Gears of War 2, Left 4 Dead. Speaking of Left 4 Dead, like, Valve, come on, bruh. That's the easiest game in the world to make. And now it's just like we got Quantum Netflix, and we got Super Lucky's Tale. Like, these are the hills people want to die on, and it makes me sad, man. Well, not really. It doesn't, bro, because we got fucking Spider-Man coming out, and like, hopefully the new Fire Emblem game is fire. It'd be funny if the leak about that Fire Emblem game was true and it does star pirates. Like, major blow in the face of the Microsoft. That's how you do a game with pirates. Anyways, like I said, this is a bullshit rant. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. What time is it right now? It is 6 o'clock, so I gotta get myself ready to go hang out with my boys, because we're gonna see the new Pacific Rim movie tonight, which is awesome. Oh, by the way, I got y'all don't need to see that text message, and my mom's calling me right now, so it's time to end the video. I got the Samsung Galaxy S9, which is beast of a phone. I love it. The only thing that sucks is that the screen protector that I bought, tempered glass screen protector, yeah, it's cracked. I don't know how that happened, so I gotta make sure that I get the warranty on this one. Anyways, for now, my name is NGS, signing out. Like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace. And for the love of God, let those people at Xbox go. Please.